Once, in a quiet village near a large river, lived a boy named Obinna. He was the only son of a poor fisherman and his wife. Every morning before the sun rose, Obinna would follow his father to the river to learn how to fish. But Obinna was different. He often sat by the water for hours, staring into it like it was speaking to him. One day, when he was just 7 years old, Obinna wandered too close to the riverbank and fell in. His father dove in to rescue him, but when he pulled him out, Obinna was smiling, not crying. He whispered, "I saw her." "Who?" his father asked. Obinna only said, "The girl in the water." The villagers said he must have hit his head, but Obinna never forgot. Years passed. Obinna grew into a quiet, thoughtful teenager. He was strong and hardworking, but spent more time near the river than with friends. People called him River Boy. Then, on his 17th birthday, Obinna didn't return home. His parents searched everywhere. They found him asleep by the river, dry and unharmed. When they woke him, he told them something strange. A woman had come out of the water. Her skin shimmered like fish scales, and her eyes were deep green. She told him, "You were promised to me. From the day you fell into the river, the pact was sealed." His mother screamed. She confessed a terrible secret. When Obinna was a baby, he fell sick. Desperate, she went to a river priestess who told her to make a sacrifice at the water. In exchange, her child would live, but he would belong to the river when he came of age. They thought it was just tradition. They never believed it was real. After the truth came out, strange things started happening. Every night, Obinna dreamed of the mermaid. Her name was Nena. She spoke gently but clearly. "Come willingly, or I will come for you." Fishermen began to say they saw a woman in the river. The fish stopped biting. One day, Obinna found gifts on the shore. Seashells shaped like hearts, a comb made of pearl, and a white cloth soaked with the scent of jasmine. The village elders warned his parents, "If he doesn't go, the river will become angry." His father refused. "He is my son, not a fish's husband." But Obinna was torn. Deep down, he felt connected to Nena. She didn't scare him. She felt familiar. One night, Obinna disappeared again. This time, he was gone for 3 days. When he returned, his feet were muddy, his eyes glossy, and his voice calm. "I've been with her," he said. "She took me beneath the river. It's not what you think. It's a kingdom. She's a queen. She showed me everything." His mother wept. "You can't live there. You're human." Obinna looked at them and said, "I have a choice to make. She says I can stay here, live a full life, but she'll always be watching, or I can go with her and never return." The family begged him to stay, but the river kept calling. On the 7th night, there was a great storm. The river overflowed. Trees fell, houses flooded, and in the chaos, Obinna vanished. The village searched for days, but he was never found. Only his clothes remained by the river, folded neatly with a pearl comb on top. They held a ceremony for him, but his mother always believed he was still alive, just in a world below theirs. Some say they still see him sometimes, standing by the river at dusk. Others say the fish have returned, and the water is calmer now. And sometimes, when a child falls ill in the village, people whisper, "Don't go to the river priestess. Don't make promises you don't understand." Many years had passed since the village had changed. There were new houses, new people. The old stories were still told, of the boy who vanished into the water, of the mermaid queen who claimed him, and of the spirit who now protected them. But most people no longer believed the tales. They said, those were stories from our grandparents' time. Except one boy, Chibweek. Chibweek was 12, curious, stubborn, and born with a strange mark on his palm, the same one Obinna had. He loved the river, and sometimes he heard it whisper his name. One afternoon, Chibweek wandered too far while chasing a floating leaf. He slipped and fell into the river, but instead of sinking, he was caught not by water, but by something warm. A figure below the surface with glowing eyes and long hair held him gently before letting him go. He ran home, soaked and scared. But that night, he dreamt of a man in the water. "Do not be afraid," the man said. "You are one of us." When Chibweek told his grandmother, she went silent. Then she showed him a faded drawing of a boy named Obinna. "Your uncle," she said. "He was taken by the river, but maybe he never really left." As Chibweek grew older, the river began to change again. Fish disappeared. Crops near the banks dried up. Some villagers said they saw shadows beneath the surface. The elders gathered. "This has happened before," they whispered. "The guardian is restless. Something is wrong." Chibweek felt a pull, stronger each night. Then one day, he found a shell at his doorstep, shaped like a heart. That night, the river called him in a voice he knew. "Come, it is time." So he went, not in fear, but with purpose. And when he touched the water, it opened like a doorway. Chibweek entered the river and found himself in the glowing world beneath. There, he met Obinna, older, calm, but no longer fully human. Obinna said, "The bond that brought me here is stretched too thin. My time is ending, but the promise must remain." Chibweek asked, "What does that mean?" "The river needs someone who understands both worlds, human and spirit. You have that gift." Obinna explained how his sacrifice had kept the balance. But now, Chibweek must choose, stay and become the new guardian, or let the river return to wildness. Chibweek said nothing, but placed his hand over his mock palm. He understood. At dawn, the villagers gathered by the river. The water had turned silver, calm like glass. And then Chibweek rose from it. He was different, taller, glowing. Obinna was gone, but the boy had returned, not as a child, but as the river's child. He told them, "The promise continues. Treat the river with respect, and it will protect you. Break the bond, and it will remind you." And so, the river stayed peaceful. The fish returned. The village thrived. But every generation, a child is born with a mark on the palm. And sometimes, when the water stays at night, a voice can be heard saying, "A promise never dies. It only passes on."